Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. Sorry, the last two episodes went up out of order, which is really just like one episode went up out of order, and then by default, it's like again, you know what it is? It's like when you used to those things in public school or middle school, or it'd be like connect the definition to the word with the lines on a test. If you get one wrong, then by definition, you're gonna get two wrong, and that's what happened to us. I just uploaded the video, the first one out of order, so the second one went up out of order. But hopefully they were good enough, and you enjoyed yourself watching them regardless. That's my ultimate goal here, is that you guys have a fun time watching them, and I had a fun time on both of them, even though I sort of threw that, the pilot run at the very end, as much as it pained me to do so. We are playing as the Bullet now. I think we easily could be on a 2-streak or a 3-streak. Again, they're up out of order, so it's a little strange. I'm trying to think about how it would work, but it wouldn't have been out of the question for us to still be on a streak at the present moment. Unfortunately, obviously, the world had different plans for us, and we're gonna have to accept that. You might say, NL, kind of poor form to go fight the boss before checking for other items. And I think in some ways you're right, but at the same time, I'm like, well, there's no way I'm getting an item that's better than the Blasphemy. And this really incentivizes me to beat the boss without getting hit. Because if I get hit, I lose the ability to attack at range. And I'd say that's probably going to be pretty bad for my overall survival. So, certainly a lot easier to kill the Trigger Twins if we just refuse to take damage in general. Good, he's down. Of course, we do have 2 extra blanks. Just hoping to knock these guys out. I'm just worried that I'm gonna push myself with that like animation on the Blasphemy attack. I'm gonna push myself into them. It scared me a little bit, to be honest with you. We got out of it just fine. Oh my god, we got 50 credits for 1. That's ridiculous. We got 2 keys, which is very nice. I'll pick those up, even though I probably shouldn't. And we got the Tangler, which is a fantastic weapon if we end up losing HP. I really think the Tangler is like an A-tier weapon. And I do throw out maybe that A-tier designation a little loosely. You know, I guess I'm a nice Gungeon grader, if that makes sense. I'm a Gungeon grader. I just want you to know. Thought maybe we could swing at him through the wall here. Do a little Hotline Miami 2 beta action, but no such luck. But really, this is like, we rolled double sixes. You know, we got, first off, very lucky to not be hit there as well. First off, we got the credits, then we got a good gun. We also got good consumables from the boss fight. So any one of those, and I would have been like mildly pleased, but we got all 3 of them, so I'm fairly extremely pleased. Of course, we don't really see a need to use the Tangler, I'd say, as of yet. This is actually really good. The flare gun as a gun is pretty solid. One of the higher quality brown level chests, I think. And the fact that we got a key out of it means we essentially opened it for free, so even if we never use it, we broke even. But the flare gun is a gun we should probably find occasion to use. But we'll see how the run ends up taking us here. I almost feel like it might be in our best interest to get armor, like even buy armor. Although it may not strike you as a smart idea, I think that it might be just to make sure that we can always use our Shadow Bullets for 65. Yeah, we're not buying keys, so I'll tell you what, let's buy Shadow Bullets. We may be able to go to the oubliette as well. Well, we'll definitely be able to go to the oubliette if we are just looking at it from a key standpoint. But we do need to find the water barrel as well. But do we want to go to the oubliette, possibly risk our perfect HP? Might not be the worst idea. Shadow Bullets, by the way. Oh. Whoa, okay. Bracket key. Very good. Very good. We got armor anyway, and we got another key out of this. Kind of ridiculous. Continue exploring. Do we want to do the oubliette? I mean, I kind of feel like the game's giving us every advantage here. Why don't we take advantage of these advantages and use the oubliette, or go to the oubliette? And the bracket key is quite good, in my opinion at least. We just gotta find out where the secret room is here, and then head down to the next floor. We'll even have 1 extra key. This went extraordinarily well. Let's keep this going. So far, so great. Not even so far, so good. Now, if I'm ever gonna reach a level of, like, Gungeon quality where, like, I'm even close to where I am at Isaac, not to toot my Isaac horn necessarily. Also, never call it an Isaac horn if you value your sex life, but, or do, I don't know what, people are into some weird stuff these days. I'm not trying to kink shame, you know, whatever happens in the privacy of a bedroom or a, you know, a change room at a local clothing store or, you know, airplane bathroom. It doesn't really matter to me. I didn't actually realize Shadow Bullets does work with the Blasphemy. Maybe not, you know, super consistently, but I think that's independent of what weapon we're using, so. Let's take inventory of that last floor. We got the bracket key, which basically translates as an active item that we never need to replace. We got a couple of levels of curse. We're gonna do the whole balance sheet here, not just the good stuff. We got a couple of levels of curse, several keys, flare gun, tangler, armor, flawless. If those were Gun Knight Greaves, I'd probably go for it, because I want extra armor as often as possible. Because they're not, I'm less enthusiastic about it. I mean, heavy boots I think are basically trash, so let's just not get those. We do want to use the bracket key as often as possible. What I was gonna say, if we ever want to get to the point where we are as decent as we are at Isaac at Gungeon, we have to win the runs where the game hands us a win. And this is a run where the game has handed us a win right off the bat, or at least is giving us, like, every indication that this is going to be an easy win. It's on our side for now. We even, like, a green chest is not necessarily hilariously high quality, but we picked up the Mine Cutter, which is a late game usable weapon for sure. Seemed like the right room for the bracket key. So this run, I think, is actually a larger test than it may originally appear. I think that this run has greater implications, or broader, like, psychological implications, at least, beyond just, like, hey, beat the run. This one is one of the few runs recently where, you know, even though I might be a little biased, I'm like, I think we have a heavy advantage relative to where we'd be at on an average run at this point. So I definitely don't want to lose this one, and I certainly, if we lose it, don't want to lose it in, like, spectacularly bad fashion. I think this run means a lot to me here. Coming from behind is one thing, am I right? But also, it's very important how you play when you have an advantage, because, you know, the more of these games you play, the more of an advantage you expect to have as time goes on, because you need less to accomplish the same results. At least that's the general idea. Now remember, there's no advantage for a flawless here. Bracket key, not just the room clear. Do you see how much damage it did to the Blobulord there? Now we could use the flare gun. And I kind of think the flare gun is a decent choice here, actually. You know, just to impart a status effect while at the same time allowing us to do some more damage and also have high defense with the Blasphemy. So I think we should continue to do that. That was probably something I should have started doing a little bit earlier, but I think this is making this fight just that much easier. All we need to do, I mean, like, if we can keep extra armor, I do think that's extremely important. Because that armor, the longer we keep it, the longer we can guarantee ourselves the use of Blasphemy. And honestly, this was not even really much of a challenge here, so we got more armor out of it. We got I forget, the Pulse Cannon? Pulse Cannon. It's okay. Not amazing, but okay. And the armor is maybe what I'm most excited about there, at least immediately. Plus, we got one extra floor to amass more credits and maybe be able to buy something better in the future. Definitely not going to use a key to get the old crest. I think it gets us basically nothing. The only old crest I want is some toothpaste that's been sitting in our carry-on suitcase since the last time we took a flight, right? I'm not interested in the old crest from a gameplay standpoint, only as it comes to wordplay. Chest, we will want to open it. Just checking. And there is a key for sale in our shop. It's a blue chest. It's a blue chest that's gonna have a... It's a blue chest that's gonna have a passive or an active. Now we don't need an active at all. An active does not benefit us. However, a passive, is it worth the risk? I think it's probably worth the risk. Oh god, there we go. Because, you know, the most we lose out on is like 20-something credits. Not a big deal in the whole scheme of things. I think we saved 3 blanks for the next floor rather than trying to find a secret room and possibly losing blanks in the process. So let's go buy a key. I don't think we want either of those, and that's probably fairly obvious. Not getting hit on the oubliette, by the way, is pretty encouraging. Now, the other alternative way we could have approached this is... just checking. Oh my god, Heart of Ice. It's a passive and it gives us HP. The extra damage, don't care about, but the HP is huge. The other way we could have approached this is buy a key, spend the key to get the old crest, hope that the secret room is in there, use a blank, but I'm mostly pretty pleased with the way this went down, and we've got 1 extra blank for the next floor. Really cruising right along here. Too early to be thinking about the next run already, but 11 minutes, 2 floors down, didn't take damage on the oubliette, 2 HP up. Some solid passives. Like, we're already better on passives than we are on some whole runs. We've only done a couple of freaking rooms here, or a couple of freaking floors here, I should say. Great active item, and honestly, like, maybe a little bit lacking endgame super fast boss killers, but otherwise our weapons are pretty fantastic for where we stand. Probably should have been hit there. But you know what? We weren't. Let's take some credit where credit is due or not due. Doesn't bother me. Do or do not, there is no try. Exactly. Exactly, self. Well, that's unfortunate. We have nothing that can extinguish it, so we might as well break it ourselves. Don't like losing a green chest. I think we do try it. Okay. We don't need that HP, but we may in the future. Is it worth a blank? No. But maybe it will be eventually. You know, we got to think about future prospects, I suppose. More armor. Very much happy with this. On the bright side, now we're kind of disincentivized to buy 2 keys, especially if we can just get some on the ground, which may open up the door for us to pick up a passive that previously was, you know, too expensive if we were going to get pick up, or if we were going to pick up multiple keys, I should say. Oh, there's our first bit of damage, and it's the way I always take damage as the robot, which is attacking a grenade right in front of our face. Pretty dumb decision on my part there. Let's not let it demoralize us, though. That is a little bit more demoralizing, because in my head, I was like, hey, definitely don't get hit like an idiot right there. And then I proceeded to get hit like an idiot right there. But we're still very far from, you know, throwing this run. Just a little bit of a slip-up. Nothing to fear, except fear itself. Even if we lost all of our armor, we still have other weapons in case we lose some HP. You know, we still have great passives, and we have really no reason to be making excuses at this point, because we're doing just fine. Don't sweat the small stuff, and at least for now, it's all small stuff. I also feel like not flawlessing the boss on this floor is... oh my god, okay. Now, tell you what. Maybe, like, consider stop walking into grenades. Stopping walking into grenades. Stop Christopher Walken's grenades. And I'm talking about his flatulence in this case. I mean, we could just buy... I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, but we could just buy... I mean, we could just buy, not to do my Nick Nolte impression, Jesus, but we could just buy more HP. But I sort of think HP above 6 is irrelevant. That's what I was looking for there. It was just a key. HP above 6 is sort of irrelevant unless we get Blood Brooch or something. So I think let's give this guy a chance. Pay him 30, hope to win a better item. Or an item that's immediately more useful. So that's like, come on. It's born at night, but it wasn't last night. I think this one we want to land at like bang on. Thank you, Shadow Bullets. this would be a great time to get some more Shadow Bullet action. I think with this one, we just want to go straight ahead. We got 3. That's pretty good. We'll take our green chest. And it's Guardian Shield, which I think is pretty good. Why not? Would like to save that for the boss fight, I guess, but not a huge deal. So Demon Head, no, wait. It's not Demon Head. I mean, we just got Demon Head, yes, but I was going to talk about Flame Hand. Austin said Flame Hand is way better now, or at least somewhat better now. But Demon Head is pretty good, too. So I'm not disappointed to receive that. Let's just go fight the boss. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? It's Amoconda. It don't want none unless you got guns, hon. Okay, I've been hit. That certainly, I think, makes it more likely... Well, first off, we're going to change weapons. But I think it certainly makes it more likely that I will buy the HP upgrade, because I know I'm not going to get one here. Might as well take out one of these guys. I know there's another one down there. Like, let's ease up on the economy here. And I've got to admit, after some after some great first floors, there's no relatively there. We didn't get hit and we got some great items. Kind of shit the bed a little bit here. That's okay. Honestly, I would rather fight maybe every third floor boss than fight the Amoconda. So, I'm not going to sweat taking too much damage here. We got our HP back. We got the Tommy gun. We got armor. The Tommy gun is okay. Good enough, at least. And I think we will go buy our heart container. You know, why not? We might not be able to buy another key, but having 6 HP is kind of the magic number. I'm relatively for that. Let's take a quick move down here. Gun Muncher. Honestly, I think almost every gun I have is great. 2 blanks is a bad number. So I think... try maybe here. Okay. Let's go down to the next floor. And honestly, we're doing fine. That floor I played extremely poorly, but we got Tommy Gun, we got Guardian Shield, we got Demon Head, and we got an HP upgrade. That's not bad. I played badly, but we didn't get raked over the coals on items. Now just maintain a certain level of adequacy and acumen. A huge acumen, if you will, in Gungeon here. And I really do feel like the world is our oyster. HP on the ground is actually very helpful. A wise man once said, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. We do not look like a fool with HP on the ground. We look like a very, astute individual who plans for the future. Okay, well, the thing that's going to shoot at us makes this room annoying. Without that, this room is no problem, really. I fell in the pit. I actually was, like, completely tunnel visioning in the different direction. But this room sucks. And if there's any room to feel okay about taking damage on this floor, I feel like this is one of them. Got through it only losing 1 piece of armor. Life goes on. Can't open that yet, but we can look for a secret room, and we found one. We got a little bit of money and a wind-up gun. The wind-up gun I probably underrate a little bit, but it's worth having to some extent. It's an extra 350 bullets at worst. At worst, I should say. And it is, extra fodder one way or the other for bullet hell. If we make it to bullet hell, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm thinking it's pretty dang likely we do. Okay. Not on fire. That's a great start for this room, I think. Sometimes, when we touch, the honesty is too much, but also sometimes I might be tempted. Ooh, that's the good stuff right there. Sometimes I might be tempted to use the bracket key on there, but it was unnecessary. I think extremely necessary on this room, though. This guy's got to be like 2 hits away, yeah. And the room is done. Lucky me. Now, we do need a key. Probably, or preferably 2. And there is 1 for sale. And the bracelet that lets you throw things, I think, is fairly poor. But let's get a free item here. Can't discount how important it has been that I've sincerely gotten so many of these rooms with free items on them. First off, the oubliette, depending on your perspective, is chock full of free items. We spent keys on them in advance, but, you know, access is important. And we got access to those items that we wouldn't have had if we didn't have so many keys drop on the boss fight. So I think the oubliette is all gravy. And then this room, and then the gun game as well. So in the whole scheme of things, I think we've gotten quite lucky. And the beehive is not very good. And it's not the beehive, sorry, it's the honeycomb. The beehive is amazing, but this is no beehive. I knew the beehive, good sir, and you are no beehive. Honeycomb summons bees when you get hit. The best part of it is, we basically invested nothing but a little bit of time in order to get it, so that's totally fine. I think you still go Blasphemy for now. It's a good weapon. We are fighting the Cannon Balrog. Alright, we've taken damage already. Don't know why I thought it would be a smart decision to stand so close. I guess I was like, if we break the bullets in advance, they won't get a chance to break independently. You know what? I should stay away at this point. But we don't really need to use the flare gun if we're going to use Demon Head. Why am I using Demon Head, by the way? Good damage, but not, like, putting us in a weird spot if we run out of ammo for it, you know, before the late game. This should have been a guaranteed flawless, and I fucked it up with a little bit of an ill-advised play. And it really was ill-advised strategy, not just, like, you know, failing a dodge roll. My brain said, hey, this would be a good idea, when, surprise, it was not a good idea. But at this point, the flawlesses are incidental. Incidental, sorry. Not transcendental. They don't really impact our chances of winning as much as, like, the 4th, 5th, and 6th one do. So we got the sawed-off, which I think is basically horrible right now. It's not the sawed-off either, it's the Winchester, so I am an idiot. The bullet's certainly a very easy character to play as if you're looking to save ammo. We have used basically 0 ammo for anything except for the Demon Head a couple times. And the one chest is blue? Blue or green? So I'm hoping to see, like, black or red in here. But I will, I'm not going to be picky. We'll probably end up buying a key regardless. It's only the 3rd floor, so we don't have to worry yet about probably discounting the ability for ourselves to find good passives on the Forge. And you can get passives not on the Forge. It just seems like because the shop is bigger, you're more likely to. Potentially even much more likely to. It seems like you're almost guaranteed to get a passive on the Forge. Okay, credits. This is important. Then we get the oh, it's the heroin. And then a key shop. We can't get 2 keys, so I think we basically say we either get a blue chest or we get the ballot. We're not leaving this floor with a key. So what do we do right now? Now that we've gotten the heroin? Well, I think first off you say thank you, game, for the very likely chance to win. Really appreciate it. You're the best game. Thank you. Really smart move there. And then you just rest easy knowing that you have, like, the #1 choice for a room clearer after you are no longer able to use the Blasphemy. I think you should use the Blasphemy as long as you're able. And once you're unable to use it, then you go for the, then you go for anything else. But mostly the heroin. So we're gonna grab a key. And the purpose of grabbing the key is to get the ballot. We could also get the blue chest open. What's better, ballot or a blue passive / active? I'm going to take the devil we know in this situation and go for the ballot. And even if this gives us 1 key, I think it's a win. So, do I expect it to give me more than 1 key? Yeah, I mean, I would fucking hope so over the rest of the game. There's a lot of game left here. If it gives us red chests on bullet hell, even better. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we should be at 8 HP. And it's my bad that we're not. But all that being said, well, I think we've played at like a 5 out of 10 level. And I think we've gotten drops at maybe even, and I don't give these out lightly, maybe even a 10 out of 10 level. And I sincerely mean that I am the kind of person who I consider an 8 out of 10 pretty darn good. You get an 8 out of 10, and this runs contrary to what I just said about like how I grade Gungeon guns. Like, I'm probably give out an A a little too easy to a Gungeon gun, but in terms of like, an honest review, like an 8 is like you earned it. You did a really good job. I know you worked hard on this. So, to give something a 10, it truly has to be amazing. And I think we've gotten one of my most commonly used favorite guns in the game in the form of the heroin, plus a little bit of other shit that's also really good. So I think the 10 is justified here. So if we lose this run, that's going to be very depressing. At least on like a superficial level. It'll be like, well, we really fucked it up. So let's endeavor not to do so. And honestly, thus far, we've done enough to not royally fuck it up. So there's no real reason to be anxious about the situation as it stands right now, in my opinion. These guys are real fast, man. Oh, the room is so much smaller than I thought it was. Okay. The room is much smaller. How did Blue Man take so many hits there? We don't need no water because these enemies are immune. Another item that could be huge is the Ice Cube. I think I've talked about Ice Cube. Oh, that was real bad. I think I've talked about Ice Cube bracket key before. But basically, it would just allow us to get a lot of really fast charges. Now, I am at not full HP here. We're going to use the Pulse Cannon temporarily as our room clearer, and that's stupid. At first, I was like, let's use something that's decent but not amazing. And I'm like, wait a minute, why would I use anything but the heroin as our room clearer? I even talked about using the heroin as our room clearer because it's so bloody strong. How are you not dead? Like, some of you died in one hit, some of you didn't. Maybe it distributes the damage unevenly over the entire room. That would surprise me, I suppose, but could happen. It's just so ammo efficient, man. Hopefully, if this is the new version, it hasn't been nerfed, even though it totally deserves to be. Some kind of shrine, not YV, it's full ammo for everything. Great shrine to have on bullet hell. Not sure how much it actually contributes to our chances right now. This is a great room for the bracket key. Fortunately / unfortunately, not going to get to use it. Another shop. Not a shop, though. It's a gun muncher. You could throw maybe wind-up gun, Tommy gun in there. Whoa! Okay, that was pretty terrible, but we sort of broke even on it. Might as well take it for the heroin. I mean, we only used 25 ammo in it, but I think we've used like literally 0 ammo and everything else, except I used maybe like 10 pulse cannon shots. Now, Shadow Bullet's heroin. Rate of fire is not that good, but if you ever get that second bullet, that's taking out basically any basic enemy in the game in one hit. So, credit where credit is due on that, I suppose. We're about to get a chest. Please don't explode in my face. Thank you. Appreciate it a great deal. Doesn't seem like that's the secret room. 103 credits. enough to buy probably whatever we could possibly desire. And I desire great passives. I don't know if I care about HP, because if we just get through our boss fight, we should be okay to get HP. You usually get HP after a boss fight, not always. Gungeon Pepper for 68. Gungeon Pepper's like it's a move speed increase. And I actually think a speed up is a pretty good get in Gungeon. So I could be pretty easily persuaded to pick that up, I think. Only 67 credits here, though. Another chest. Okay, we traded a blank for a blank. No laundering. Essentially, literally a blank for a blank. We got 2 blue chests. I almost feel like with blue chests, unless we get keys from our shop, we might just say, you know what? Keep them. You know, we'll shoot them to try to get blasphemy. Well, I was gonna say blasphemy fuel. You may know it by its other more commonly known term, HP. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna invest in that at the present moment. Instead, that was, by the way, I totally aimed at the enemy and just got super lucky that I hit the ice block instead. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Ammo. Why not keep the heroin fully charged? Definitely rather have 20 shots in this than an extra 10 in the pulse cannon. Let's go to town. Maybe start with the demon head at least, and it is kill pillars. Start with the demon head. I don't know, mine cutter with piercing shots could be good. Okay, every time I end up using like all my blanks in that situation. But you know what? Bracket key times 4 enemies I think is really good. I think we've done a decent amount of damage here. Can't sweat it. Really banging out these piercing shots. That's what we're looking for right there. Please, you have to hurt them faster, because they're gonna come over to your side of the playground, and they're gonna say, "Warriors, come out and play," and you're gonna be like, "I don't want to play. My mom says I have to be ready for lunchtime," and you're gonna look like the uncool kid. Okay, good. He did heal a little more than I maybe wanted. I'm not changing anything up at this point. Like, how are you not dead? Had to hit him for another quarter second. That feels good. We got our HP back. We got keys. I love that. We will open both chests now. We got armor. We got the flawless, of course. All right. That was a pretty big reversal of things. In fact, this is going to make it impossible for us to buy a passive on the next floor, no doubt. But, wait, Gungeon Pepper? When you get close to enemies, they get hurt. It's not a speed upgrade, you dummy. Deals damage to nearby enemies. Still sensible in some ways if we find ourselves using the blasphemy. But that was stupid. Maybe it ends up being more valuable than I was thinking, though. Well, we got a blue chest frenzy coming this way. First blue chest is going to contain the shot grub. That's basically horrible. I think that means that we're probably going to try to take advantage of our gun muncher. I'll have a blue chest without you. Slower enemy bullets, monster bloods, slower enemy bullets. Emits deadly ooze when damaged. This is not what I need in my life right now. I think we can get rid of wind-up gun and shot grub. And we're hoping for a gun that is the same quality as them. But, oh, you know what? No, the Winchester's okay. Let's get a wind-up gun. We're hoping for a gun that's the same quality, but has twice as many bullets, and then I'll consider this breaking even at worst. No, that is bad. That's a bad game. Dungeon Eagle, as far as I'm concerned, is basically garbage. Well, I guess we continue to use the heroin on the next floor. When we get red hearts, and I do say that's a when, we will switch back to using the blasphemy temporarily. It does make sense as well to have the blasphemy as like our backup weapon, just in case bullets come in that we're not confident we can get away from. And if that's the case, then we have nothing to fear. I don't think we need to go to both chests on this floor if we find the boss room early. You might be saying, why not? Well, the answer is, I don't want to take any more damage than is necessary. You know, if bullet hell's already kind of a foregone conclusion, that's okay. We're not going to be able to buy anything from the forge. That's, you know, more than half a heart, basically. You do take demon heart ammo, you know? Or demon head ammo, I should say. So I think that it may be in our best interest to simply get out of this floor ASAP, but we'll play it on a case-by-case basis. Okay, so this guy's got to go first. But that guy's clearly got to go second. Just lost armor, not that bad. Am I pleased with myself? No. Shouldn't be taking damage there. That's okay, though. Alright. If we get a second key drop, I'll feel a little differently about things. Perhaps. Did my eyes deceive me, or was Gungeon Pepper doing some good stuff for us there? Key shop. Not a key shop. I would like the laser sight, honestly. And I think there's a small case to be made for the ration, but probably not instead of the bracket key, which is also very good, and we'll be able to use it constantly on bullet hell. We got a key, so you know what? I mean, that might change my tune instantly right there. I think it is pretty important to destroy his nasty bullets. Just because they end up being extremely annoying. Come on, dude. You know you're done. Okay, disregard that. I am the idiot, apparently. Where's my half red heart, though? I mean, I appreciate the key. Don't get me wrong. Appreciate the key. At the same time, where's my half red heart, though? I feel like we earned it. How we didn't take damage there is a little beyond me. We bumped into a few enemies. I guess, oh, you know what? Bullet doesn't take contact damage. That's exactly how. At first, I thought there was some sort of miracle that I was not privy to. And then I realized, no, it's just, you know, written right there in the character description. Never do that. That was a great learning lesson, to just take out the heroin and let it do your job for you. Proton backpack. Nothing wrong with this. Not super concerned about the flawless. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Literally the best time possible to take damage. Now we can use the blasphemy again, at least temporarily, but let's get the heroin out as well. Mostly, I mean, this is just to save heroin ammo, but that's okay. That's okay. So the sight I do think is valuable. It's not going to be valuable with our two most used weapons, the heroin and the blasphemy. Not going to be too valuable at least, but certainly not useless. I got very lucky that the bracket key was so close to being charged. As soon as I saw that room, I was like, this is what we're going to do about this. We were probably like a second away from totally fucking blowing it, but it went fine. Yeah, okay, you got me. Skelly man. Can't find a skelly man. I don't know how that not fully charged shot got the kill. We do have HP. Oh, I was just gonna say we have a half heart on that other room. All we had to do was not get hit. Fudged it up though. Not worth the bracket. Another key. Well, pretty obvious where we have to go if we're going to get this room is probably not worth using that, but pretty obvious where we have to go if we're going to get both the items, and we are going to do our damnedest to do so. Terrible dodge. Extremely lucky that we were able to get out of that without getting hit at least until a few moments later. Alright. This is far from a full-blown throw, but it is entering, like, throwing territory. Like, we're warming up in the bullpen. To throw the opening pitch in tonight's game, but we can get out of it just fine. Oh, that table absorbed the brunt of that. We can get out of it just fine. Just don't, you know, completely brick it up here. No problems. Take heroin ammo. Absolutely. Every 50 shots for this gun means quite a lot. Extra hard container. A little ridiculous. And I know people are going to be like, oh, NL, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I don't disagree. But at the same time, 8 HP. At this point, who cares? Only thing we'd want to buy here is HP, and we don't even have enough to get all the HP we need to get in order to use the blasphemy. I think we should just don't like sweat the blasphemy too much. It is the ideal choice, I think, but it's not super essential. I think, at least. The heroin functions just fine, and you know what? We're basically done. If we get this full heart back here, we can't afford the sight, I think. We might as well buy something. There's a half heart back here. We could get a half heart from our shop, for sure. Full heart's just a little more. You know what? We should probably try to fight the boss, then buy a full heart, instead of spending almost as much on a half heart. What do you use on the boss here? We got a lot of good choices. Kind of feel like Proton Backpack might be the right call. Does a lot of damage. And make sure Blasphemy's backing you up. That'll save you a lot of blanks. And I'm not sweating the Flawless here. It would be ideal, but it's not essential, I think. We already have 8 HP. 9, it matters, fairly limited, I think. Yeah. So I'm not sweating that. It would be nice to be able to use the Blasphemy. I'll be the first to tell you that. But it's not a huge deal if we can't do it. Halfway through our ammo here effectively. I have taken out the SMGs and some other minions, so I'm not feeling like I've totally fucked this one up. Definitely should have just used a blank, though. Instead of trying to take out the Blasphemy. This is fine. Out of Proton Backpack ammo. Not really that big of, well, might as well use the 6 ammo. Not really that much of a concern. What comes next? I mean, I kind of feel like Demon Head, and then you save the Tangler for a little later. I think it's a little bit more of a viable, like, Lich weapon. Although, admittedly, with the Demon Head, we're not getting the benefit of lighting the enemy on fire here. Which is kind of one of the big draws, I think. Lucky us! I think you take out the Blasphemy, but what are we going to use on the actual boss fight itself? I think you could probably go Tangler. Even though I said we were going to use it later. Do you think, you know, we'll still have some ammo left for it? Should, at least. Trying to make our dodges as easy as possible. You know what? Gungeon Pepper is doing some damage in there as well. But for now, oh, that was dumb. Easy Dragon kill. Little bit low on HP. Lower than I'd like to be. But maybe our HP is actually fine. Oh god, that was so bad. Maybe our HP is actually fine. It's just because we have so many containers that I'm like, it could be better. But yeah, you know, I think we have risen to the occasion of fucking this one up. That's not me being despondent, it's just me saying, hey, you know, we had every opportunity. We shouldn't be in danger, but we're in danger. Will we lose? Possibly. But it should be locked. What do you got for me now? Not enough credits to buy a full heart. Well, unfortunately, I think we're probably just gonna go with a half heart then. That's a bit of a bummer. Okay. We're clearing rooms. Mine cutter comes out. Never get tired of that sound, I'll tell you that, and tell you what. Okay. Mine cutter, good room clearer. I fear not, because I know deep in your heart, I still love you. Lots of bracket key usage. Ballot giving us red heart and armor drops. Blasphemy to cut down bullets in their prime. Good weapons for the boss fight. Just make your life a little easier. Why risk it with these guys? Just take a shot at them. You know they're going down either way. The chili pepper will finish the job. No bracket key here. Bracket key right here. Because you know what? I was like, well, I gotta shoot, then reload, get the piercing shots out, and then I was like, maybe I'll just press right trigger and not have to deal with these ultimate fucking assholes. Instead, that seems ideal. And again, I think if you got the ammo, don't sweat the ammo efficiency down here that much. Wow, that would have been terrible. Instead, just focus on, you know, your HP is good. Don't be mad. Do you want proton backpack ammo? I think it would be a better room clearer than the mine cutter. Extra half heart. I'm gonna just say thank you, Ballot, even though I can't prove that the Ballot did anything for us there. Now, admittedly, proton backpack ammo. What in the world is this? We've seen it before, but I hate it. It's not gonna last very long, but on the rooms where it does last, is doing some dirty deeds done dirt cheap. More ammo. This time, you know, we could use demon head ammo, but I think you just take it for the mine cutter. The proton backpack and the blaster. It's like, shots are like semi-piercing. Or semi-homing, I should say. And every extra... Nice, really good damage there. Every extra room does take us closer to the all-important Lich fight. Alright, Skelly. Come get a fucking taste. Now we go back to the mine cutter. Temporarily. On these guys, I don't even know. If we got the speed, maybe you just run away from them, pop them occasionally, let Gungeon Pepper do most of the damage. As you can see, huge damage dealer, Gungeon Pepper is. Easy enough, another half red heart. I know we got hit, but I'm not sweating it too much here. And we are about to use bracket key, or about to have bracket key active. Absolutely ideal usage. Look, I understand, not the toughest enemies in the entire game, but extremely annoying. And even though there were only 4 of them, I regret basically nothing about that decision. Probably the clutchest defensive blasphemy play I've ever done. should be toast. Alright, no rush. This has gone very well so far. I think we have redeemed ourselves ever so slightly. Now, the damage that we took was horrible, but this room is one of the real challenges on bullet hell. I had to stop myself because my brain went into autopilot, and it was gonna say one of the few real challenges on bullet hell, which is a little bit incorrect considering this floor is quite nasty. Many genuine, legitimate challenges on bullet hell. I don't mean to make it seem that there are not. Something's alive here. Ooh, bracket key. Still got hit. Still think the bracket key was a sensible choice. Totally fine by me. We can stand in that poison, I suppose, because it's our poison. Another key. Not what I would want from the coolness stat, but, you know, in the end, not that bad. Why am I using this instead of the heroin? I actually feel like the damage output from Minecutter might supplant the heroin right now, but admittedly, I could be wildly off base there. And as soon as we run out of Minecutter ammo, that's probably what's up next. And by probably, I mean 100% what's up next. And can you deny that the Minecutter has served us pretty well on this floor, along with the Proton Backpack? Oh, I'm not quite charged yet. I was so ready to just kill this whole room. Skelly's gotta go. You lived, somehow. Wow, okay, Minecutter's out? Sure. I mean, I say sure, like, almost begrudgingly, but I certainly don't actually mean it that way. Not worth the use of it here. Okay, we may well be pretty far along as far as our boss fight is concerned. I think we could be relatively close. I don't know, why don't you just waste your lives? Certainly would make my life easier. I guess we should shoot so we can get the damage build up. Okay. You know the problem here? That's part of the problem, yes, is taking damage, but another part of the problem is not having the Blasphemy active as our secondary weapon. Basically, you've got to go. Totally fine. Oh, you dick. That is a sincerely dickish move. What happened there? Well, I killed the dude, so the Skelly became vulnerable, and then Mr. Skelly Protector protected the Skelly. Created a much more cumbersome situation for us to be dealing with there. I don't know, I feel like you kind of want like a set it and forget it. Take Proton Backpack, and I think honestly we'd probably use it right now. Even though it could be great for boss fights, I think, you know, every room's a boss fight here. Although I will say, I think that right now, the heroin is actually a much more sensible item choice. Yep, not a big surprise there. I kind of blew it. 4 HP is still pretty good. What a miss. Okay, good work. Maybe this is like our ideal if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of moment. Target selection is the name of the game on this room. This is the room that fucked us last time. Or 2 times ago. No, it might have been last time. this a dead end this time? It is a dead end. And it burns me deep to my core. I'm going to assume that we're going this way. We still got 2 blanks left. 3.5 HP. This room is... I don't know. Different weapon worthy. I don't think it requires the use of our bracket key, which could be of extraordinary value to us later. Of course, if we get hit here, I'm going to feel pretty silly about the whole situation. This enemy is the big one. He's got to go. These guys are a little bit less consequential. Easy enough. Can't help but notice, I entered this thinking this would be the boss room. It does not appear to be the boss room. Instead, it appears to be some kind of strange dead end. Did I sign up to a service that says, hey, help me find dead ends? I can find them well enough for myself. I do not need your help, game. Obviously, like, these guys don't get countered too hard by the bracket key, but everything else in this room should eat shit. Nice. No half red hearts. That's okay. Still content. Remember, we cannot get hit by thwomps. We can burn, but we can't get hit by thwomps. So you don't have to be as nervous on this room, and nervousness leads to bad situations, okay? Blasphemy. And honestly, I think you give yourself a little attempt with the Tangler here. Now, all we're doing is building ourselves a nice little cubby of safety. Totally fine. Never a doubt in my mind. Whenever possible, take some Tangler shots, but the Tangler damage is secondary to your own HP. We're not going to shoot at the minions, because we're going to use the bracket key to hopefully accomplish all that for us. Starting to regret my plan a little bit, but look at that. It got the job done. May have been one of the scariest ways possible to get the job done, but it did get the job done. Okay, and you know what? We're very far off from getting the bracket key this time. So let's just embrace our role as the protector. On back, the Thai warrior. Let's do this. Now, second phase is still the worst. IMO. So if we can save a bracket key for that, I think that's valuable and important. And look at that. First phase, no problem. 84 ammo down. Blasphemy still active. Bracket key good to go. I almost feel like we should use our blanks on this fight almost no matter what, because I know what to blank for high percentage chances to dodge. Whereas on the third phase, it's a little bit more of a crapshoot, honestly. I don't know the attacks as well. Because quite frankly, I've been to the third phase less often. Okay, that was some bullshit homing shit that I do not appreciate. Oh, you dick! You're a dick! Mr. Grinch! We're down to half a heart. Shoot him. Shoot him! You died! Self? I think we still played okay, but in the end, bullet hell just ground us out again. I gotta practice this phase 2 of the Lich fight. Good fight though. 2 deaths in a row on phase 2 is nothing to be too ashamed about. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.